Welcome to Podcast Malawi, the best in the land. Look at the numbers, check the stats, go argue with your ancestors. As always, we're partnering with Crypto University for everything that we talk about, learning or joining the FX industry. Just to check the link down below. We have a link, a special page will pop up, and you learn everything that you need to learn, and all the guidelines are there. As always, I'm the one and only Brandon Jones with my nigga, my brother,
the top G,
the one and only
Bensam.
Yeah.
Okay, we welcome you here
Yeah.
to the most popular, the best podcast in Malawi.
You already know.
And don't forget to subscribe if you're new here.
Yeah. Like, follow, subscribe. My TikTok, you know what it is. I say, good news, it. Nigga's been followed back, my guy.
Well, I think that's a great news this whole week. The best news I've had this week. Maybe I should throw a party.
Yeah. So I just like how you guys, you wingman me all the way. Like, yeah. Hey, I tried. You knew what you were doing. There's another one. That time. They were too late. Later on. Also, it's more exciting now because your brother is out. The top G,
Mr. Tate and his brother
is out, my guy.
Yes, I think that's great news. I think that's a lot of progress because you know what actually took place, right?
Yeah.
Because I think in December he threw a party or something, so he had girls over to his place.
Yeah.
One of the girls' boyfriend and I've chiga gerudi.
Kwa top G.
I say, Uli go. So I think she freaked out and said, no. I'm not sure what she actually said, but the guy reported the issue to the embassy, to the American embassy, because I think these boys have my girl under hostage in Romania. So I think she's an American. Now she's in Romania. Kuma parties, Tate.
Yeah, having a good
time. She reported the case. I think the embassy took the issue to the government.
Yeah.
And they ambushed his house. They arrested him
and
his brother, and some ladies. I think, is it two ladies?
Yeah. So there's a mix of issue there.
Yeah.
That issue happened, it should be last year or probably the other year when there was a party and that woman reported that.
Yes. Actually, yes. That was not in December, right? Yes, I think that was the beginning. Wait, that's when they had a party and this issue was reported. I think interrogate.
Yeah.
They let them go. So I think this time he had an issue with this girl, which I think got some attention.
Yeah.
This activist, what's her name? The activist.
The climate lady.
There was a climate
lady.
Yes. We'll put the name. We'll write the name and we'll put a picture.
Check us on
we know the lady. Is it Greja Hedge or something like that? So we're going to put a picture and the name on it. We attach it as an insert.
Yeah.
So I think she had an issue on social media. They went back and forth. Backlashing.
So the name.
Did you get the name?
Yeah, Greta Thunberg.
Yes, Greta Thunberg. So this lady is an activist. She's very rich as well.
Yeah.
So I think they had a disagreement on gas emission from cars.
Yeah.
Adagangana 3 days later. That's when the Romanian police, they ambushed the house. They got him arrested when soon after he had a certain podcast from his house.
Yeah.
So the speculations, I think wow, just because of the pizza boxes he had. But then they picked him up. So since December, they were being refused bail.
Yeah.
They're saying the government and the police are going through investigations. Pamirandu ya human trafficking, sexual
abuse.
Was this sexual abuse
or harassment? Somewhere in between those lines. Yeah.
Since then, they were under detention 30 days.
Yeah.
So after the 30 days, they didn't have much information to arrest them or to even charge them.
Yeah.
So they extended the investigation. So
investigation,
they had to be detained for another 30 days. Yeah. Imeneso in that house. So he's been there for about 90 days.
90 days, yeah. Almost 3 months, yeah.
So I think after the work of the lawyers, they even had to hire a lawyer from USA, some lady. She was doing a great job.
Yeah.
So they managed to convince the jury and the judge to give him a bail.
Like a bail, yeah,
Now
yeah.
they've been released. He's at his house now,
Having a good
under
time.
house arrest.
Chilling.
Sure. So I would like to invite you to a party, which I'm going to throw.
And then Karubanga celebrate Andrew Tate. Komaso the follow back.
The
follow back.
follow back.
Yeah. Big shout out to Faith. Come on the podcast one time.
Oh yeah.
But that's not the issue here. I say, how do you see it? Is it a matter of Kuti Andrew is say rich, or there's disagreements in how he values life in general? So modernization in terms of human rights and stuff. Kabena, there's more to it.
I think he's gotten himself in a lot of trouble because of his controversy.
Yeah.
He's a very outspoken person. He
bold.
makes a lot of noise and he's quite aggressive when he makes his podcast and the opinions he puts out there.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of people that do not like him because of what he says.
What he says, yeah.
And there's also a lot of people that like him
because
of the same reason.
It's crazy. It's very
crazy. It's it's interesting because Palantena Gamina Mabanga influence. But I think a majority of people that don't really like his opinions are ladies or maybe girls.
Yeah.
I think he's mostly trying to advocate for boys to become better versions of themselves.
Yeah.
He tries to encourage boys to win in life by going to the gym, by working hard, and by being as masculine as they can be. So for some ladies, it doesn't turn to their favor because I think for their own selfish reasons, they wouldn't really want men to be
as masculine.
Men. As masculine as they can be.
Well, it's crazy how, of course, the majority of the people that hate him tend to be women or people that are advocating for women's rights, right? Just to break it down a little bit. Yeah. Also, there are other women that support what he says, more especially how, not necessarily Amabanga agree with what Andrew Tate is saying. I've been raised in a black household, my mother being an African lady. But my values and I go, Andrew Tate is you could relate. You have to be as masculine as possible. Komano, it comes back to the point of saying, it's not good for your mental health. So looking at it in that angle, how do you think, how can he be relevant?
I think we can regard Woody his being controversial because he's as blunt as he can be. So probably that's how you can define being controversial. But I think he just calls a spade a spade. He's like someone who can tell you do a gabe because he thinks do a gabe. So it's up to you probably to justify yourself. No, I'm not gabe because of blah blah blah. So but then instead people are like, what?
Did they gabe?
Me?
Yeah.
So they report him for saying, he called me gabe and he hurt my feelings. I want him arrested. Because things like that. Because the modern world is saying, when someone hurts your feelings, you have the right to
sue them.
To sue them.
Wow.
But then, he's trying to bring in the traditional way of living, or because the modern world is trying to fabricate a lot of things.
Yeah, true.
So he tries to oppose the metrics.
Yeah,
I think he calls it the metrics.
Yeah, the metrics. So he's outside the metrics. He's just trying to look out for the people that are still in the metrics to come out.
So
as well.
basically, I think he just wants people to think freely, to question things as they take place.
Yeah, true.
Because Kale will just be yes, do this, yes, yes. So he just don't want men or people to just be there and be like, things they happen like this, so basi. The men is kalira.
Yeah.
So he says there's more to life. There's more that can be done.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the other thing that the Matrix, as he calls it, forgets is there are two camps here. There is masculinity and there's femininity, right?
Yeah.
Women are feminine. Men are masculine.
Yes.
Being feminine is not wrong. Being masculine is
It's
not
not wrong. Yeah.
People can be toxic either way.
Yeah.
You can be a toxic feminine. You can be a toxic masculine. That is to take advantage of your masculinity to oppress a female because you think they are a lesser being.
Yeah,
and
true.
on the other hand, there are also people who are so feminine and they think men are not worth it.
Yes.
In fact, there is now the term, the future is female, where men don't exist. The future is female, where men in that future. So this is...
Let me catch you there, because I think feminism is a movement which, when they started it off, I think when they kicked off, in Aliodino, my agendas are not, we have more opportunities for ladies.
Yeah.
We have... we level up the playing field, but eventually I think it messed up a lot of things in a way that as my feminists, they're just in a space where they're hating men.
Yeah.
But I think the idea of feminism is not you should be
hate.
a person that hates men. No, men are trash or men are this, men are that. That's not really the whole point
the whole
of feminism.
idea of feminism.
To me, yeah. So in a space where so for my feminists, I'm like they're in a space where
don't get us cancelled. Let's go.
No. I'm not. It's just an opinion.
Okay.
It's just an opinion which you may agree or you may not agree. I'm just saying, goody, but my feminist myself, they're just in a space where they hate men, but we're here to cooperate with women because we actually think you're relevant.
Very.
So you can be relevant without making men feel irrelevant. It's quite okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Have your powers as women and let men have their powers as men.
That's,
Yeah. But you're in some ladies are in a space where like, okay, they shouldn't have their powers. We should have the powers.
And the moment people speak about the need to make boys understand that as a boy, be masculine. Being masculine is good because you're going to protect women, right? There are advantages, biological advantages that men have that will enable them to protect their women, to protect their mothers,
facts,
to build houses, to do the work that women would not want to do because the job is heavy, does not correspond with their
biological makeup.
But people don't want to have that conversation. But it's
exactly.
a simple conversation.
Because statistically, as much as ladies would like to have the equal opportunities, but we'll look at so many jobs that are being done by men and women wouldn't want to do them. Like most of the builders, most of them, probably 90%, that's bamboo, and homanga. So people who go to war, maybe 70 to 80% are soldiers, that's bamboo.
Yeah.
Opportunities for ladies are there.
Yeah.
But then you find with all the hard work, you find probably 60% to 70%. But we see ladies who can also do those jobs.
Yeah, all magas in town. Yeah.
So we're in a space where the equal opportunities in Jongo, that's what we would want to have, but the hectic part of life, we don't really want it. Like the example that Andrew Tate likes to give, the one, Titanic. But as men, we do things that we don't want to do. So he gave an example of the Titanic. When the Titanic was sinking, the men were the first people who offered themselves to jump. Or they said, okay, as my and kids, they're the first people to go to be rescued.
To be rescued, yes.
Then the guys. They had no choice.
Yeah.
Ladies first had to go. Then most of the men had to die to sacrifice themselves to protect the ladies. So naturally, in a traditional manner, men are in a space where they have to protect. They have the instinct to protect their family. Hence, the women and the children.
Yeah.
That's why it's very important to make sure men are masculine. Men knows the fundamentals of being masculine. Men should not be feminine. Because the moment they're feminine, they will lose the powers. They will lose the edge of protecting women because they will also be
like, I want to be protected too. That's crazy.
Yeah, then
Because now-
usiku, your wife is like,
Kwabwera
"Takacheke
kudu.
nokanga tukulukulo kubodo."
Mwana
Tupire
ngari
huyo.
mukacheke inuyo. Iwe ndingapi kuti zako ina identify as a
Yeah,
dolo.
so-
Zako
and that's a big problem. But I mean, I'm a pusher the agenda of feminism. They don't expect the women to be masculine.
yeah, that's the problem.
So it's just a matter of being actually being feminine.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy because now, okay, my women rights. I see Miss Brigida in the building. Women rights. Well, so what I've seen is, Paringani Zambi, you mentioned about war, people going to war, yeah? So, one of the early movements, Zama women rights, a lot of men were at war, yeah? Ikafika ntayo vota ija, majority be mafunika ikalejani, ya azibambwaja, of which ambida uri kunkondo. So they were fighting for this fight of kuvota because they're the ones in the countries who are asala. Governance, you imagine kwa iwo wamene ali kunyumba, not the ones that are at war. You know, so they were trying to fight that. At least if they timvedwe as women, let us vote. Because my welfare agu malo kumediliku towards one fail than the men that are at war. So yeah, my agenda is not, you know, up until some lady was just bitter and they turned into misandry. So if it doesn't identify as misandry, but it's misandry, yeah, you know what? You know the thing, my guy. You know the thing. So it's you know, there's a blur line. It's very blurry.
But how can we protect the kids so that the future can be more balanced? People who understand their roles, who understand the need of having men in this world.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like the conversations are like, we don't need men per se, but we need men.
We do.
Men are needed in the future of this age.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the narrative is like, we don't need men.
Doesn't make sense.
How can we create a future that is more balanced?
Yeah, basically,
It's crazy.
no, but to prove that you're relevant, you don't really have to. For example, I think someone said that if you want to build a house, you don't
Yeah.
have to demolish someone's house so that you can say,
You
hey,
should
I have a
stand
house.
out. Yeah, true.
You know?
True.
You can
true,
build
true.
your own house too and say, hey,
Mm.
that's my house and that's my friend's house. It's fine.
Mm.
But then most ladies are like, okay, I'm going to prove to this man that I can do this
Mm.
and do that. I'm
Yeah.
like, no need to prove. We can even support you to achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Yeah.
And as we remain as men and as masculine as we can be.
Yeah.
But I think most feminists, they're in a space where they're fighting for freedom,
Yeah.
in a space where they want to be doing whatever they would want to do.
Yeah.
And when you have a man in your life and he's like, I don't want you to do that. And the moment he says that, by expressing that he doesn't want his woman
To
to
be
do
doing
something, they're like, oh, that's toxic masculinity.
It's not.
You know?
Well, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yes, bro.
Going to the gym is toxic.
Personally,
Yeah, like going to the gym out that's
How
toxic.
how is it toxic?
personally, I think there are some women or the amavanga za feminism amazivanga bobo.
Alipo
That
mafeminist.
girl power, amatawubanga preach bobo. And then palantrena or the anaswega mitima.
Yeah.
That's how they became feminists, right?
Alibida.
Oh. Men are trash.
Come on, now it's not nice because now we can coexist. We can coexist.
But I think the biggest problem is the certain level of entitlement. For example, I want a man who is like this is how most ladies work. But they're forgetting that the man they want also want a certain woman
type
who's
of
like
woman.
a certain
Yeah.
way. So you want a particular man, you can get him. Now, this man is going to come into your life and he's going to see that, no, this is not the woman I want to be. They'll leave.
They'll leave.
Now,
Definitely.
instead of you asking yourself, would you know,
Why
did that guy go?
Yeah.
And you start, hey, men are trash. I dated this guy and he was like this. And then this guy, but instead of you sitting yourself down,
marketing yange kumenda bwanji.
do I have a problem? What is it that is making men leave? Because sometimes it could be you as a woman. Could you have some issues that men don't really want to stay?
Oh, never.
So sometimes it could be you.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Ed, what do you think?
What do you think,
Bridget?
Personally, I think feminism has been misunderstood.
Yeah.
By a lot of people. Concept has been misunderstood.
Yes.
By a lot of people.
Yes.
Now, feminism is about making sure both genders have equal rights.
Yeah.
Original concept, yeah.
That's the blueprint.
But most people take feminism as a battle between the two sexes.
Yes. And being competitive.
Yeah.
Yes. Inayo is more superior
than the other. Yeah.
When it's not supposed to be like that.
It's not like that.
So once a person misunderstands the concept, just that follows after that.
Crazy.
Is wrong.
Yeah. Question A and B. Same question.
Everything else that comes
and you're going to realize my ideology around kusokoneza my relationship ambili or even mabanja.
Yeah.
Because people are going into relationships without understanding
as a woman, what am I supposed to bring in this relationship? As a man, what am I supposed to do? Because so feminism understand the way you put it. It's a concept that was misunderstood in the first place.
And once it becomes subjective, which is not supposed to be the way, the concept when you go subjective. But one definition, types of feminism.
Yeah.
Concept just is but once it becomes subjective, the guy that I'll be looking for in my terms of feminism won't be the same as hers.
Yeah.
Is it Kazosian?
What type of guy are you looking for?
So like I
said,
as ladies,
yeah.
In most cases, you set your standards as the type of man you're looking for in a relationship. You got your standards. Boom, they're there. But you're forgetting that man you're looking for.
I audition my standards.
So he's got, I want a woman who's like this, and this, But you don't give a crap about all that. What you want
is your standards to be met.
What you want. Your standards have to be met. So when a man comes in a space where it's like, babe, I don't really like you to do that, and that.
Yeah.
Now you're a misogynist. Toxic masculinity.
I understand what you're saying. But I would personally say that has nothing to do with feminism. Now that has everything to do with the standards that you set for yourself as a person.
Or selfishness also. Yeah.
This is the person that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Also based on feminism.
Now, I am glad because you can separate your own standard as a person and feminism. Because people are they're bundling it up together.
Yeah.
If I get money out,
I'm a feminist, she can't say this.
Yeah.
I'm a feminist, he can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm a feminist, I can do what I want. I'm a feminist, I have the power to, yes, you're empowered. Yes, we acknowledge that and we respect that, and we would also want to support you to be empowered in business, in workspaces, in careers. Yes?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying the concept was misunderstood. Because feminism, according to their terms, they would think a man cannot be a feminist. But
yes.
Yeah. Because
actually,
I would think so. A good feminist to be a man.
I now identify as a feminist.
This boy, this guy.
Top G is now a feminist. I support all the women.
Yeah.
All the women movement.
Definition as a fact check, fact check.
Yeah.
Feminism is all about gender having equal rights and opportunities. Yes.
Yeah.
Not ladies oppressing men or men oppressing ladies.
It's all about having equal rights and opportunities. Both genders.
Sana nori azmai kapena azibambo. Ngati bwana akupereka ntchito 45 kagonane kaye tigonane tonse wamuna kapena wakazi. Doesn't have to be one-sided.
Political, economical, and personal, as well as social equality of sexes.
Sex, yeah.
Sexes. That's why men can also be feminists.
Yeah.
It's just depends on how you understand the concept. Ndei kubwera kuno kwa anthu ambiri ikubwera ku Africa kuno pachazima tipeza moche
maka boti just
inali athu ena ataisokoneza kale. It was already subjective. So.
Yeah, but I think it's also propagated that way. Because I think those people, they have their own bigger agendas on
chisokonezo bwana chisokonezo. So it's of course we understand with the women rights. Yes. Ed.
Yeah.
So we have to go with that. For the bias in the first place. It doesn't mean women are supposed to take over whatever else men were doing in the name of feminism. Yeah, so since we were talking about women and women rights, which is a good thing, we're still pushing for that. Maimva crap baga minister. Bwana Gwengwe ayanka district yawe.
Yeah, I think from is it last week or the other, yeah?
Yeah.
When the lady posted some screenshots on her social media page, Facebook.
Akulira kuti ya minister
ndisiya minister
ndavutika pano sakundithandiza nomagona ndi njala yo akungwendera magalimoto aboma, you know. So after that the minister had to post this nice post on his Facebook that was deleted later because he wanted to serve it hot. So after that we hear this crap back from the lady.
Yeah, I think what was the post? What did the post say? The one he said. I think I think along the lines Yogudi advising men, please, as Bambo please teach them, you have to empower them. They should be able to they have to support themselves.
Yeah, what's on the feminist tuja?
I think that was this was in response to my screenshot. Our ex-girlfriend wow, after so later she
wabangalo VN kaya mapita kuti kaya group kaya so there was a screen record that was going by social media. I saw it on TikTok, my usual spot. That's where you find me. Follow me at TikTok. Man's like me. So
before you guys continue, page yake ni sustain palibe voucher ni manage
postage anabanga delete allegedly.
It wasn't a jigoba.
Okay, finally my speculations odi mwina ndi jigoba. Since account yake is verified if like masiwa. So yeah, but anyway, when the screenshot came out, some people believe it was actually him who posted but since it's no longer there, we still have questions.
Yeah.
But I thought since it's no longer there, Ndijugoba.
Allegedly, it was him.
Power of screenshots can serve as he.
Yeah.
But how can you authenticate the screenshot?
Actually, you can account from my point of view.
You
can account Ndijugoba.
Yeah. So you can have deleted. Yeah, kwa mwina mwana banga deleted kuba kuti muchisaka chikuwa muchipesa.
Oh yeah, if it was Ndijugoba, that screenshot was still going to be there. That post was still going to be here up to now, right? So we have done our research. We hereby conclude that
it was him.
The post was legit.
Yeah. So I think crap back, the lady was based on that circulating screenshot. I was working and stuff. Did you listen to it, Kabana?
I think I listened to it. It was quite lengthy.
Yeah,
I think I played it while I was driving, but I listened to it. She had her own grounds with. I think she was somehow making sense.
Yeah, she
was. Because she pointed out, Goody, when they started dating, the guy had insisted, we don't know, now, in Kazwa minister, Kazwa honorable, you don't have to work. Amara banga business just so chimanga and anamuletora mami dakarana. So Amari Agodi, according to the VN, isn't it? Agodi, when she could make herself up, dress up, and maybe to hang out with friends.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Also there.
Because do honorable. Sanga mabanga zilizo. The kind of ways. Yeah, come on, this is my house. Mfuna drama zangati.
Is
the kind.
Yeah.
So I think she also pointed out, Goody, I'm a color Denny and 150,000.
She could afford.
Which she could afford by herself. But it was like, no. Because we're minister. 43.
Area.
And I'm pointing made it 43. She was like, fine. So I think time went by. Then I think nafika level ngombe zidanga na does boom.
Guy is mine. Can't do this anymore.
But I understand the whole concept. For example, if you have my privileges,
Yeah.
Oh, not rather.
Mama uvomela say. Yeah. For the sake of the podcast.
So maybe if I'm a privilege, I'm dating this lady over there. Of course, you can see her. There's a fine lady in front of me. Yeah. So if I'm dating her and we break up, if I was giving you money, you're no longer getting that money. I don't really have to justify that. Yeah. But I think I'll be in the space where I will no longer support you as I used to. You know?
I think what we are missing is my privileges and I was doing my own thing and you said good in this year because you're going to support me. You know? You know how business be. You're a businessman. We see a business for a year or for some time. I
get it. You know, like almost every deal comes with my conditions. T and C's apply.
Yeah.
Basically what I mean is if we're doing something and you don't do those things along to our agreements, we may not do that no more.
The question for me is, why do you think the minister emphasized kuti the lady should stop her business? Why? Because this is a common trend in men. When they get a good woman, they will even tell her not to work.
Yeah.
And say, just stay here. I'll take care of everything. Because that's where the risk is.
Yeah.
And the woman will listen out of love. But when stuff happens, you don't justify, you leave. But you are liable to an extent.
Yes,
because
you are.
Have set a precedent. Why do men, specifically our minister, did this?
What do you think he did? It's a valid question. That.
Okay.
Is it that the woman should be more economically powerful than you are? Do you somehow feel threatened?
So I'm gonna figure salary.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Fine. I hear you. Yeah.
All right. I'm not saying what the honorable did was 100% correct.
It wasn't honorable.
Here's it. My point of view. I've also been in a space where I'll be like, oh, that man is a very selfish bastard. How can she make the wife stop working?
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of stuff going on in workplaces. Sometimes to be safe, you'd rather have your woman. Because, okay, as Bambambili Timafuna,
why one day?
Especially Antodi, almost everyone knows you. It's very painful. Muntori ndi ozwiga pena bali bose ukarendi nkazora anthu ena agesa kushowa. Yes, say that. You know? So how is it if you're in a space where you can provide for them, as long as us see kubanga tena take ananena yekha kuti amamulesa kuti ungoimbira na mafoni ndazi bamba wa madiro ake ati. You know? The sian zimene zosakuthandiza. Funa ndalama zake zingati. Eko.
Yeah.
Because I'm on madiro now. The madiro di ndo sainera.
Yeah, true.
You know?
But then after everything, he turns around and says, "Kuti, puts her in a position Kuti amamuka kamiza or amampanga force kutaze mubasa that it was like she was not independent on her own.
Yeah.
Amamanga depend on dramas.
You have to understand this was slander for slander. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Anagwi yankazuja nkubanga ma screenshot. Gwengwe so agwi kuda kubanga expose. Mazoba azma iwa muza banga support. Something like that.
Yankazi yosizoti amadanda ula woti makuti. Ama yankazi mene Gwengwe amagamba kuti amangokhalira kupempha. Nde she was saying kuti ine bandeka was independent.
Yeah.
Ndimapanga mahaso ine yanchani but anyway unachita kundisiyitsa zingini zo kuti ayayi.
Yeah, zingini zizidi fans mapanga because a lot of ladies are in a space where they are vulnerable. For example, if you have a wife, I mean, I'm a banga travel kwambiri kuma businesses. I'm a kumana ndiza mbili.
Yeah.
Even akakwera mbasi ga ubira mene kuja kwakumandi njonda ina kubambali. Kodi muvira business. Nduvira business.
Mukafika bashi. Yeah.
Ndukagona ku hotel uchanchana. Ineso ndikulira konkuru. Why don't we share a room? To set some money? She'll be like,
On top of that, ukagulira so pachidala. Kuseri kwa for sure. Yeah?
no one is gonna know. I'm gonna save 500 rands.
Mm.
You know what?
Let's do
Fuck
it.
it.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
She apanga business.
Mm.
Aonjezera soka mpamba kakwera bene.
Abanga business awiri ukogwa abanga imozi.
Nobody knows
Abanga
about it.
Mm.
Life goes on.
Yeah.
So it happens once, it can happen again, it can happen again. And where there have been so many cases where you even have a wife at work, and the bwana is he's a perv even.
Mm.
I want you to work late.
Mm.
Come to my office.
Yeah.
Calls the husband, and I'm gonna be late. So the bwana manager, it happens once and twice, and later it's gonna be like, you know, you seem to have a lot of potential. If only you could be like that lady driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'll be like, I can do this guy once.
I don't.
You know, like, you know, so yeah. So in most cases, as men who have value and antodi ndodziwika about society, ndi chintu chamanyazi kuti no uzimva kuti mkazi wako akazi wawo bwana atu amasosola ali kuntchito kuti olo iyi wakuti amaenda ndi mkazi wako especially ukakhala otchuka ndingine kuti
what do you think about this? Because I think what you're saying is a bit valid, and that's in the woman's side it would be like you're insecure, right? Kuti you are insecure, you don't want to believe the woman. But when you go in workplaces, you see how women behave, right? Not everyone, right? But they are all over with this guy.
Ena mankharu nditi ma husband ita kuntchito.
Amatibweresera lunch. Wake wifey, wake husband.
Yes, they're happy for themselves.
Yes.
Why is it that what do you think is a catalyzer of office relationships, business relationships that essentially are infidelity? What really drives that? Because that could be a case of the minister. He was afraid he would share the woman, right? And it's a valid concern out of data that people have collected from what has been happening around.
Yeah.
Why do you think there is this thing around people having fun at work and then they go back, they have a sexless marriage, they go at work, why?
Hey, it's quite a complicated situation. I don't know. What do you think?
I know we go to work.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'll tell you what most of the times there is no way I would never have relationships. Not the kind of relationships that you think, but where you spend most time is where you are invested in.
Yeah.
So a decline in the relationships because of the so maybe it's just you're not really grounded in the relationship that you're in at home. Palizina zake zomwe zikusowekera zomwe zikupangisa kuti usinthe channel yako uyambe kuika focus kwina kucha. So it's just zimangorengera I think ndi anthu pamene some have like innocent relationships ndi anthu akuntchito, you know, it's just
people and akuntchito
without connecting with anyone and all of that but they know their place kuti ababa this is where they have boundaries.
They draw the line. We cannot.
So it's just about
but we can all agree kuti in workspaces talk machitika timatendency tina takiroti if husband was just walking uninvited kuti wangofika kuntchito kuja mu office akhoza kukuya ndi china
straight up it's true
zimatalk machitika zimene akhoza kungofika mene mujandi kupeza madamu ake
mwendolo
akucheza mosakhala bwino mwina ndi associate or ndi workmate akhoza kukuya. So that is also a certain form of cheating when you're doing my habits, my behaviors ena ake kunchito or kuenda or kupati
or business
which your husband will not approve. Kwa ineo I consider that actually cheating.
It is.
Even
it is. Women. But that's what I'm saying. Kurindi, my principles are you ngari muntu.
If you talk about,
you have to have a relationship with your workmates.
Yeah.
But also, you as a person, uzizwa ma boundaries zako. For example, you're consciously thinking about your partner. If my partner found me unchito kuno,
ndikupanga izi zingaende bwanji. Yeah.
Whereas the person now, if you don't care about this other relationship,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
He doesn't really care. Yeah, he doesn't
you
really
don't draw
give
boundaries
it.
for yourself. You're like, that's what.
Doesn't really.
If you're a conscious person, you care about your relationship. Even in my hangout places, umazibasa malimit. Boys, I think
This
is right. It ends for me.
Okay, so
I can't go over it.
before I give you time, there's this one thing about women, biologically. Correct me if I'm wrong. Women are suckers for attention.
Not every woman.
Mwabangaru generalize.
No, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Once you give a woman attention, you have her, and that's true.
No.
Nah.
I'll still say not every woman.
Awafuna tusare nkazi wao saba
Can you?
Aliese pazuka abasamafuna attention. But then aliese attention amaifuna wa muntu amene akumufuna. You find out kuti palakazi na example.
That's also another good point.
Muna follow ndani. Muna follow Faith sana manga follow back.
Yeah, inandibe content. TikTok yanga ipalibe content.
Hi, hey, hello.
Actually, if it was me, I would find this quite insulting.
Basilanga ina si bouncer.
He followed Faith. Faith didn't follow back. Time went by. And we had an episode last week, and he mentioned about it, and I think it got to Faith's attention, and now she followed back. His point, Agudi. I don't know Faith, I'm a feeler. I can have go follow. So, yeah.
Komano you're insinuating Gudi kumpanga follow Gosunen Makide.
I'm a feeler.
We're looking for her attention.
No.
Yeah.
Content yabo. Content
You're
yabo.
following you back.
No, I wanted to be in Gamam Kabuja go followers.
Yes, no, that's looking for our attention. It's nobody. I have Brandon on my list. What? Yeah.
You have a point. So, but I'm not. So look, let's agree to disagree and hug it out after the show. But my point being, even me, I'm a sucker for attention. I've seen people, women, a bunch of women. I have a lot of friends. In a sample of 10 people or women. And I was I say, I've been in a relationship with I learned how to love this person. I'm a fight it. So, my point being, we have to have this relationship. Whether you like it or not. Because in grana in Chiro. I went la goza go more fesi. I went la goza bangira coffee to I mean my issues ngaramino you're building these relationships. Just muna so further than just being my workmates. Yeah? You shoulder 5 pin. So you build from there. Can I go to mwamba wondana? Also innocently, you know? Then I go say Tanzego my jokes. Can I go then I saw the sari boso, no sesumuri one thing leads to the other. Office party, Adani, Ashoana.
But then it's not always about my workplaces oka. Chimozolo onkazo resa kwidanchiro tobezo di pa WhatsApp awubanga Fred ndi antwenage. So the my principles amuntu ngalimena nakambira breed. But antwena kama tobanga set my boundaries popo. Nde balena ake so the amango masu amango khala loose. Nde anthu omwewo ndoda takupita kunchito ndukapanga zimene zozo. Atokhala pakhomo ndikupanga zimene zozo. Munjira omwe mopita kunsika. Pakati pomwe pa tobezo da apanga zimene zozo.
Ndihule chabe.
Exactly.
So I think komano pena bageno mena uri nabanga generalize kuti women are sucker for attention. My minister and when so many influential are generalizing these things. Because why should you say kuti usama banga is it for ndo about the ukabiromena kujaga kumande brand no banga follow in a faith pa TikTok mugashoana. They have trust issues. So the issue is not the lady. It's them.
Yes.
Okay, here's the thing. The issue is not who?
The ladies. Because now if I'm saying good,
Okay, if you have
Because
trust issues, the problem is you, the one who has trust issues.
yes. Because now I cannot judge you. I say, I need mwana ngada anthu oti amavaya ku gym amapanga ABCD. Ndekungoma andi beni kumana kuti basa anthu aku gym amapanga ABCD. That's prejudice.
Ghana, they trust you. A relationship cannot work without trust.
Without trust.
Because, I mean, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
Ngasiye kupita kuntchito ifachwa kuti iwe benu kuona kuti ine ndikapita kuntchito ndikapanga zakudza. You have to
No.
trust me
Here's
as your
the thing. You're right. You're very correct. But if you're in a space where your conduct is not giving me reasons to trust you, I will have trust issues. I'll say that again. If we're in a space where your conduct and behavior is giving me reasons not to trust you,
yes,
I am not going to give you the benefit of a doubt. I will have trust issues.
Yes.
If you go to work and you tell me you're going to knock off late and I'm going to call you at 7:38 and you don't pick up my calls, I will have trust issues.
So what you're saying is...
So such conduct bring issues.
Yeah.
Which and then in your response, maybe in your defense, you'll come to me and be like, hey, you have issues. You know?
Okay, so for example... that's what I'm saying. The trauma. It's a trauma response.
Yeah, it's a trauma.
So
it's not even a trauma, Chief.
It is.
We are in a... No. If you want your relationship to be in a better space, transparency is 100% needed.
Exactly.
So, for example, I call him myself as I've said. Phone again do zima.
Yeah.
Wandu zori atsala mo office ndi bwana age. Phone again do zima saganka. You know?
Yeah.
You understand that?
I get that.
Now, her response is, hey, you have issues. Why is it that every time my phone gazima you trip? You get? But there's a reason why izima bwanji. Every responsible person I'm on a phone 10%. 5%. The least you can do if you have no power to charge your phone is warn me, call me, leave me a text. Babe, my phone is about to die.
Are we not giving tips to cheating here now? Babe, my phone is gonna
It is a tip,
but I'm a be late.
Yes. Here's the thing. You give you know, muntu maziwa. Behavior, guys, cheating is in behavior, but it's all up in behavior.
Thank you for saying good cheating is a behavior.
Yeah.
People choose to cheat. And I'll give you an example. Someone can be accountable to you, transparent, and tell you whatever I know about pay. I love a man that can be accountable to me. I'm talking out of experience. I love a man that can be accountable. You'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
To learn, go to the same text message. Your mama so cheating is a behavior.
It is a behavior.
Think someone is being accountable.
Yes.
In actual sense, akubanga cover up, guilt, ikumbanga push, kurazibanga. So you notice away from the behaviors. Could you?
Brigida, I'll ask you this question. There's a prejudice when I say one verse said, I cannot treat every lady for a business in the South Africa.
You're just being naive, my guy.
I'm not being naive. What I'm trying to say is, Brigida, and team and that dowry, I'm going to farm a buduaga, Bena farm a bango, I'm a glassy. Can I go and farm a glassy than Dalaiba? That's what you're saying. That's what you're basically saying.
Not in the same context, brother.
Yeah, it is.
Not in the same context. Okay, what you're trying for, if you have a girlfriend who's a stripper, you cannot defend her with, just because she addresses in front of men, she's not a hoe.
No,
that's what you're saying.
She not a hoe, nigga. She trying to make ends meet.
Exactly.
Ends meet.
That's just you being naive, brother.
No, nigga.
Hey.
Naive. Shut up. Okay, so nkani yakundo kuti mablessa azime ndukumbuka sonanga point kuti magaya awa ndingati contract. Ndengati contract tizigwisa so ntchito malamulo a ntchito aziseva notice. Mamani tukusiyani. In the next 2 months ndikupanga sponsor. Go back to your hassles. That's so if it's a transaction, then dibitse kuti this kind of contract yabupo.
No, but the bottom line is I just feel like she was in a space where ine mendu kuonera tukuona chomwe we're not looking at chomwe chatsisa zayo kuti njovu itsvake nyanga.
Then I say.
No, you can agree with me. Okay, for example, we are in a space where mwana wabwera akulira, then akulira, dad, animenya. So you attend to the kid. You'll be angry because mwana wamenya. You get? But Taizina is just best before you actually react and take some action.
Yep.
Ask him, what did you do? Akumenya, what did you do? Okay? Oh, they had a good thing going on, yeah?
Yeah.
Gwengwe and this lady.
Yes.
Probably some promises. I'm going to marry you. I think you're the one. This and that, isn't it? Yes. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm heading. That's where I'm going. You're the one. Can I go? All that died.
Yeah.
So my question is, what did she do? She didn't tell us what she did.
Exactly.
Gwengwe, after.
The aftermath.
Didn't tell us too.
Yeah, and some fun. So
Plus, there's so many people also in the picture. This was me.
Oh.
She's not the only one.
Yes. How many relationships have you been in? Was it always your fault?
No.
Was it always their fault?
No.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
We still don't know the reason why. If she fucked somebody else and this nigga left, I cannot blame him. Do you really expect him to keep on supporting that nonsense? What if that's the case?
Well,
let's leave that. Let's leave it at putting the parties did.
So I cannot judge the lady. Let's not judge the lady.
Yeah,
Let's not judge because we don't really know where this issue is really coming from. Oh, according to Javier, as far as she's concerned, that man is not married. That's what she said.
Oh yeah.
If you listen to Vienne, she said it. When she went to her, and said, I'm leaving this lady. These are the documents. So she was in a space like, you know what? This guy is not married.
Obvious.
I think she was in a process of being promoted.
She fumbled the promotion.
And she fumbled the bag.
About women.
Yeah.
Important who are built different. Me, I've never believed a married man that tells me, "Good, I'm leaving my wife for you." It can never.
You ever met her? No, I have seen Aunt Hodin it actually.
Okay.
I have seen her.
The percentage in your shape.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
There are so many factors
that apply. The attachment is huge. And, and if you're fighting for Kazodi Wakala Babanja, you really have to work hard. And I think as my mango bid as a woman, I want this man and that's it. But then he's looking at it because you namanganae manyumba or nambanae business. And then this one just coming in. Afuna zibira be ma outing so afuna zibira so Zambia goda zidenje. My phone is out. You end up not feeling safe. But there have been spaces where we have seen people leaving their wife and people think he's crazy and marry some girl.
Yeah.
Also, there's a saying,
and they live happily ever after.
Yeah.
That's a big word. If you're saying go to banja libungo limba jofwa jana, palichina yake chimene chimapangitsoti anaja pamakhala ka element kena kamene kamapangitsoti kakhaye ngati ka bond between the mother and the father.
It's a glue.
Yeah.
Glue. And besides now, the other people that are married but don't have kids, komano pamakhabe kantu kena kake. Like Ben said, umafunika ukhale kuti iweyo ndewalimba mtima.
Wapush.
Makona. So ngani ayikulu ndio kuti kugona na kuja is a strong thing. So this is a warning to people. Mosama ngokugona na izizi zose.
Ngokugona na ndizo wanda.
Kwaso kuzichanza bwino kuti simakoma. Ndoka ngozolola kupanga ndi munthu mmozi amakhala ndiye. ukangosintha sobaziwe umayita uziwa in performance imzima sintha nokuzana las round him was your covers. So but now these issues as we have said Kudi, we do not know what happened, what transpired. It could be Kudi, the woman anabangala zoboira, it could be our minister. Amena kuonekera wambinda minister atu because he's in a position of power kumasondu amuna at the end of the day. These things are leading to things like depression. We've talked about these things. Depression, suicide, what? Right, did we suicide? My guy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's ever rising. My stats it's rising every day. There's been this incident at Chanko. Mandem is a man. It was a guy, right? Wazipa.
You're saying someone
committed suicide Kuchanko. I don't really,
recently.
Yeah, kind of a few days ago, kind of a day ago. 2 weeks ago.
ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Kuchanko. Yeah, and then I was talking about
There was another case of suicide.
Kuchanko Konko.
Yes.
Oh my
And then I was talking about this one.
No,
Ne-
Uchanko Konko, 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
A second-year student. What's that? What's that?
Winner. Okay, so you see.
So
trend-
basically, we're having a high rise in the suicide
suicide
cases.
Yes. Now, it's concerning Kuda Awandana school. We had that case
Yeah.
kuje kumasti, adana lekundende, anaona mafuta mbili, anakonza maeso kupita kumasti, and he later takes his life. Now kuchankogu, I'm healing. This is the second one. So I don't know. This kupoleso, I'm more concerned when I'm focusing on this recent one. I did not get a grasp of it. So Muiza, do you have facts on that?
Yeah. I had a call like we'll see around 12.
Yeah.
12. Some friend anandimbira phone man tokoda kuno kwachitika chani? Kwachitika munthu wadzipa. Kukanika ugona. And there my photo goes no. Nthawi imene yono zoti sanafike pa news yeah. And the guy was Ipen. At Ipen and amadandaula so anamba kalekale umalemba pa Facebook. Yeah, anamba lemba Facebook kalekale utadzipa mu April.
Oh.
There were Antoine Banga screenshot my status like.
Yeah. Amajira kwa uza so antutengani ma screenshot. And then when analemba so pa WhatsApp. Lero ndikupita ndavutika kokwanira moyo wanga wose. He said kuti akudzipa chifukwa cha mavuto like makamaka I think mavuto ake anali umphawi. Nena makambira magaya anali umphawi.
Yeah.
And then that day anangonyamuka kupita kukamwaka emowa nkubwera mlomo wake kumuuza mesho kuti atuluke kaya afuna akoketse. Mesho brokodi pamene paja utani
Left the room,
yeah. Resort wadzimangirira close to chitseko. Zimangirira ndi anthu anavaya umakasuzumira. And then funny thing is maliro amene amapita kwawo ma guys akuchanko nyimbo zimene amaimba mu.
Yeah, I saw that clip Aujen pa TikTok. Dima zikweza. Yeah, bro.
Ndifapa chanko.
Yeah, bro. I saw this video just this morning.
And antuso awezora azake.
Yeah, bro.
Azake so out in aku school wamaika ma status okhanga to
Onyoza.
Sinalipo.
But my status pake boyo anaika. He updated status remember what April with the coffin. Status pake. Since secondary level I've been struggling. This is the time. I think the last status your man it's about time the person sungatawe.
Yeah.
Why you got the coffin emoji. It's like a joke, but it is what it is. That's what I'm saying. Komano, I think my biggest question would be, how would we support and okay for other people? You guys wouldn't know that I'm suicidal, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm speaking to you.
Yeah.
I'm not hinting on anything. You don't really know. If I die tomorrow, would it be committed suicide? Everyone would be shocked, right?
Yeah.
This guy, Amalemba.
Yeah.
As a society, what can we do if to step in? The signs were there. So it was hidden it comes as a surprise. Facebook page
Yeah.
Johnny, how can we step in if you as a society? You know, pena it's unpreventable.
I think as a society, mavuto amene timafuna tizipanga intervene ndi okhuza, let's say, mental health yoti munthu ungofuna umuyankhule. Ungomuza tasi moyo apo mafuniko tere. But then this guy, amaone kuti mavuto ake anali chuma.
Yes.
Intervening yake mafuniko kuti munthu akhala kuti wayikapo dzanja ndithu. Ndi chinthu chimene anthu amakhala ngati amabwerera mbuyo ikakwana nthawi imeneyo. Anthu afuna kuyankhule like, I'm not saying good at when I think about an no. But then it is what it is.
Yeah.
Ngini ambiri makhala kuti anthu intervene ngati nkhani yake iliyo ngofunika kuyankhulana kuti ase ava sipafunika. And I think pana anthu ambiri mbiri ora namuyankhula kuti amwene moyo makhala yonchi limbikirane geli muzambo gwira dola. But then iye ndamene amapanga face mavuto pano. I think anagiva basi right sisi kuchitika.
You want to go first then? Because mine is going to be lengthy and emotional.
Go first. Go ahead. Try to make it as brief as you can.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, whenever I hear issues, suicide, depression and stuff, I relate a lot because I've been through stuff like that before. So I think what we are lacking as a nation is the whole awareness and how to deal with it. Not only from Maseko Zongojeza now, every other sector has to be involved. The government sector, the hospitals, my facilities like Karibodi. Identify. The problem with people that are depressed and are suicidal and are vocal about it is that we do not take them seriously. We can never take that seriously. You know? Me, I'm all goofy and stupid. I post such stuff on my thing. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying this because I was in a position I was depressed. I wanted to kill myself 3 times. I failed. That was one of the most painful thing that I've ever felt. I don't fail. I failed to kill myself 3 times. I don't fail. It sucks that I failed. My point is,
what made you depressed?
Well, there's a bunch of other reasons. My finances were also included. So I was in a trashy relationship. Sorry, man. I'm gonna say this. I promise not to. But I'm not gonna drop names. I was in a trashy relationship. I wasn't doing well. My finances a lot of things were stagnant at the moment. In that moment, everything was not okay. I cut ties with everybody, including my best friend. I had a phone. I switched it off. Not because magodi, but because I didn't want to burden people with my problems. That's the depression. Imene and hamatawidani kuiona. Pamene ija ibisa yo yankulira ija. Even and hamatakunena batwira. Inu mungo depression sizoseweresa.
Who saved your life?
Huh?
Who saved your life?
Me?
Jesus.
Oh, no. Yeah, it could be Jesus. Because he went through my liver, it was so strong that the medicine that I took didn't end me. All 3 times, I tried to drag myself to death. All 3 times. Yeah, so in Aringinyori, I was just keeping to myself. Nothing was going on well. I couldn't even, the strength couldn't get me the same way. I was just sitting. I was just grounded. Nobody knew. Because whenever I'm in front of people, I was putting up that act. Everything is fine. But that Muntora Mandiziwa could sense that something is wrong. I started seeing a therapist. It helped. It's so wide to say, but yeah, those things really help. We have to try. They have to be done.
Other bad guys don't see therapy.
I did. So, funny enough, the first therapist, then she fucked me, literally. She wanted to have sex with me, and she did. She succeeded. I got depressed again.
Yeah, because that's the part that is very interesting about therapists in Malawi.
Yes.
I know that's not the story here,
Yeah.
but most therapists in Malawi are the ones that are breaking the stories of Maskando Ant.
Yeah.
Because they
know too
heard,
much.
right? They know too much about someone, and the practice in Malawi is so compromised. If you watched the episode, podcast and chill, with this DJ, what's the name of that DJ? The international DJ guy, but South African, Black Coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
He mentioned something. He was passing through some time, and my guy and the therapist was on a good is just trying to be a fan, right? And that happens in the practice.
Yeah.
Like there are so many guys who just jump into like I'm a mental health whatever, right? So many kids you just I don't know what makes people to think they could just be an expert in a day to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
So people go to their inbox and say stuff.
Yeah.
Next time you're having a drink somewhere, they're talking about the
Yeah,
whole thing.
you're spilling
Because these
beans
guys are
everywhere.
Actually, it's not just about my therapist. I think even doctors.
Mm.
You know, medical info ya muntu imenoka
Confidential.
very confidential.
Mm.
I have met doctors before, my drinking places.
Yeah.
You chit-chatting through drinks, and then you hear, you mention some guy, be like, that guy, anapanya, this and that.
Yeah.
That's why ujuno gurujana malira or this and that.
Several times you hear that.
Yeah.
I have met people, doctors, legible in our city, Lilongwe,
Yeah.
doing such.
Even
You
Malawi.
know, from that time, I told myself, if I really if I have my medical issues as sensitive, where would I even go?
Yeah.
You know?
True.
Or ndida panya bano my ARVs
Nzikatengira kuti
you know?
ibo.
Because if I go to Central, I just might meet someone.
Yeah.
Bensam?
Another one is there, yeah.
Yeah,
Going back to
so
your story, maybe.
Yeah. So
Did you have sex with the therapist?
yeah, she
Yeah, that's
slept
what he
with me,
said.
dog. She did.
Did you report that to anybody or you kept it to yourself?
Crazy how I did not report. I think that was the second wave of my depression.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, this is the only person that was supposed to help me was trying to have sex with me. You know, crazy.
Okay.
I think they have the biggest problem is that
I did not burn since I was that song hard.
Ben is singing. Can you give him the mouth?
Oh, I can't go down there. This is good.
when I get depressed, I know where to go.
Okay, because in those cases, if these people are not being reported, they'll continue doing this and then they'll not be helpful to the society.
Yeah.
Nina, let's say you fall into depression again. You will be like, I'm a therapist, why should I go to a
No, but-
therapist again?
Okay.
So I think there's need to be reporting these people.
Yeah, in as far as that's true. Ed. As I have said, my depression was surroundings into Ndalama, Komaso, other things. You know, Konkari and Ndalama therapy is not cheap in Malawi or like anywhere else in the world. Yeah. So this therapist, Anand Basayani, offer. You know what, Brandon? Your sessions anga to come in at 2 months. You know, in that 2 months, Susan Basangati per session. And I'm going to Basaga fixed amount. In these 2 months, I'm going to Basa this much. Because in a per session, I charge this much. In town and you know, first month, second month was like, you know what, Brandon? In as far as I'm your therapist, I could also be your friend. Since you said you don't talk to anybody else on your phone, I could be your friend. You know, that's when I switched on my phone. I could see message, let's say Ngaria Ben. I wouldn't attend to that. The only person I could talk to was my therapist because I was going through shit. Yeah, it was all innocent up until I ejaculated. Like, what the fuck about that? You know.
When you had sex with her, was it her trying to help you because maybe you had an issue with your ex and she felt you needed sex as a therapy?
Anali inesa amonanga inali drought yake.
Okay.
Ankangofuna mushowe. Also baja performer big mans.
But then what I'm saying is that, personally, like I said, muntu ugama khala pamalo ndi munthu, or when you get close to someone, things are bound to happen, right? I'm not saying I'm justifying what she did. Mina so anali ujinage whatever.
Fun boy.
Closeness. Imabanga breeds into zambili.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, but that one is just my friend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Your friend, dear.
Yeah.
Wow, no?
Because when you in spaces where it's close spaces, you confide in a person, what. No one can.
Yeah, but in the level of a best friend scenario, bestie or BFF, it's just a scenario. The amankala wuli ni mamuna the amagufuna.
It's enough.
One of my circumstances. Anabangisa gudi. My circumstances anabangisa gudi asadani. Asakari nawe bajibwenzi. Or maybe he failed to approach. Or maybe anaona alikaendi gaira gone saguda mangona. So the next best thing to do is just to be your friend.
Your friend.
So when they become your friend, we just wait for let me put myself in there too. We just wait for the opportunity. Survey says, Goody, if you have my best friend, let's say 3-4, send them a text. I'm horny. Come to my house. See if they're not going to come. Try that test. Who's on? Only 5 minutes. It's going to be outside your house. You know? He's not going to be like, excuse me, what?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
No, you and I, just no.
Yeah.
They will come running. So when your husband or your boyfriend is complaining about a certain man in your life,
they know
what they're talking about. Because
same way you women know.
We have had women friends also. We wish we could have fucked, but we didn't.
Yeah.
You know? Instead,
now come
a bestie.
Yeah. Okay, let's
the friend zone.
Conclude the Brandon thing.
Yeah.
How did you overcome and how did you come out? You had sex with your therapist.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. I think we need to do a blog. But how did you come out of that? Because essentially, that was a drawback to the whole process.
Yeah, it was a big drawback.
Yeah.
So after that, went back to my ways of cutting people, cut out everybody, and I tried to kill myself again.
How many times did you have sex with her?
Once.
Just one.
Yeah, como malaundanga. Just for the record. Just for the record.
Yeah. So after that, you also wanted to kill yourself. What made you want to kill yourself again?
Okay, so now I was like, okay, this person wanted to help me. Yeah. Now they know how I look naked. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer that relationship I had with her. You get what I'm saying? It's different. My dynamics are seen. You know? Zinuzwenga mamuze sanga mazimve mene amazimvela kwambira or men maganza uda mazimvela in the first place. You know? So I had to, pull away. Not pull out. Pull away. You know, I had to.
It was planned or it was protected?
Hey, boss. Protection and obsession.
I'm going.
There was no preparation.
Yeah, because I went there for a therapy session. Same thing. I come here, have a podcast shoot with Bridget, and she does me.
One thing led. one thing led to another.
All right, so yeah.
I was back in my cave, man cave, I'm depressed again. I wanted to kill myself again, overdosed. So, there's this friend of mine. But I was in my car and got a phone and some. I was reach out. You know? I said, "Bani masiku na sugma rani sugma onega." Basi pa home chanchani. So he came through one of these days. In terms of the second attempt ya kaniga, I'm still grounded chanchani. Nangova agufuna wabula muntu nambo. What's going on? You don't seem to be yourself anymore. You're no longer online. You're off. You know. I know you. As I say, I was going through this. I had to open up to this person. I was seeing a therapist, and the therapist saw me. Yeah. So, I said, if you want, consider what? kuli therapist. Yeah?
Mm.
Amene amapanga ulere. She's just doing it just because my suicide later dani. Ajuluka pamuzi pano. And I was asking, let me think about it. Is it male or female? Being male also, Ninkaoba, because I had issues where I got harassed by a gay guy. Crazy. Another story for another day.
Mm.
It was just crazy. I couldn't take it. Not almost a man thinking about it. In the process, I tried to kill myself again. That was the third time. Now, I was like, you know what? Before I kill myself, Komalizida, let me see this free therapist. It was an old lady, very nice lady. She's originally from, is it Norway? European countries like that side. We started my session knife. Very professional. Something that I never experienced in the first therapist. You know, that's what it opened my mind with that. Ujayankango funari tibangezaji masomo at the end of the day. Because session young yanga with this lady I'm talking about, I cried.
That's why I'm saying, Goody, there are a couple of kids and guys on social media who are mental healthy. Do they call themselves?
Advocates.
Advocates, yeah.
And they are always like, my number is open. I'm like, but you guys, are you trained to do this?
Exactly.
Because most of them, they're the ones that they mess up. Because they would never draw that line of professionalism and to have other opportunities with the person.
True. So after a few sessions with her, she had to go back to her country. Come on, after that, I've seen Sudi direction matter, guys. It's just knowing how to deal with your emotions and how you are in that journey, in that state. I still go through shit because life is what it is. Come on home, I learned a lot through this second therapist. Otherwise, I'm not sure, Ajam.
Big up.
No, Ben will ask for a number.
Kamano, I think the other important thing to point out is that as a country, we're struggling financially. Therapy,
very expensive.
To be honest.
Even American therapy, they imagine Kumalawi.
Yeah, Komano, what I'm saying is, when you go for therapy, it's like ukudwala. You expect to be assisted.
Yes.
Right? Ndio ukanize kuti mina muntu suli pamazimu chani in ukudwala suli pamazimu chan fika point nake kuti you still want help but you can't afford
to be helped.
Pena bage, like you said, mina sitting afike pokuti we take mental health seriously. Komano, a lot of people, a lot of us are walking around with smiles. We're not able to afford therapy. Therapy you do my phone. Kuma we can't afford. I mean, I didn't afford it. I mean,
oh, sure now.
So let's do a round. Maybe let's start with Bridget. Have you ever passed through some crazy stuff and you wanted to kill yourself?
Depression? Yeah, I've been into depression before. But then I wasn't much into killing myself because I wanted maybe to stay away from people.
What happened?
Sorry, I won't say it. I don't think I'll be able to
There's
say
a guy involved though.
Yeah.
Facts. Usually there's a guy involved.
You broke up with it.
No, that was before the relationships were right. Okay. But then I can say maybe I got it from, should I say, I don't want to highlight it as family as much, but then I think I had some issues going through in my mind, whatever. So I just wanted to stay away, trying maybe to teach people a lesson, something I can call, because of the issues. But then after some time, I got into prayers. So the way I kind of dealt with it, because before I wasn't that prayerful person, so I was much the noise was too much and I could not control it. But then I kind of got into prayers. That's when I was able maybe to control the noise and stuff.
So your way of controlling the noise is adding more noise. All right, let's go.
Yeah, that was the first time, and then secondly, when the second time was after I was able to deal with it through the prayers, and then the second time I got into depression. I of course I could feel the pain. I could cry those moments when you're smiling at everybody during the day, but then at night you're all alone, you're crying, and nobody's gonna notice that. So I went through that, but then I was just able to to control the things from the previous ways that I learned, and kind of learning new things, and then it kept me going.
Top G, have you ever been through some shit that you wanted to kill yourself?
No.
What about maybe some?
Top G will never kill himself. And I want to set the record straight. No matter what happens, if I was to die under unnatural circumstances, I would never kill myself. That would be murder. Murder.
Wow.
I can't live a suicide note.
No. Yeah. Not depression in general.
I have been depressed before. Yeah. When I lost my family, it was a very tough time for me. It was really tough. Yeah. I think you can feel it. I think you felt it. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? No, that's how tough it was.
Felt nothing, Top G.
Lost family may look like people died or whatever.
When I separated from my wife and kids, because my separation from my wife was not just me and my wife. I had to lose my kids.
Yeah.
And living with that was really tough. That's why, as she said, with Mabanja and Biramamba because of children. And I had to make peace with that. And it was very difficult.
It was through court?
Top G cannot give so much details.
The podcast is about telling
it's fine.
Yes.
Examine your profiles.
We're doing this because maybe a therapist somewhere would want to see the people here. Say, a therapist who don't want to
fuck us.
Yes.
All right.
Literally.
Okay, to be honest, the adversities I have gone through, I've made it through without a therapist. I had to fix myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, but I had to fix myself.
It's not very easy, man.
Basically, also because of my ego.
Yeah.
So I don't really think I'll ever be in a space where I would actually seek help from a therapist. Yes. In life, all these problems we are facing right now, people have faced them before. Read, study. People have been heartbroken before. People have lost money before. People have lost jobs before. Find out how they made it through life. You're not the first one. You're definitely not. People have failed exams. People have failed in so many ways.
Yeah.
Read, you'll find out how they picked it up and became maybe big again.
Preach.
So all these motherfuckers like, my therapist fucked me and it's her fault. It's your motherfucking fault,
I'm never sharing a story with you guys anymore, man. Fuck y'all.
No, but let me maybe the question is how I managed. I had to choose my form of drugs. Should I start smoking to ease the pain? Drink a lot, ease the pain. So my option was to stick to gym a lot. And from a chubby person, I became a little bit buffier because most of the times I was in the gym. It was work, gym, work, gym. I could drink here and there, but in just light. But basically, I had to study a lot. I read a lot of books. I studied philosophy. I studied Taoism. I studied Stoicism. Even Andrew Tate and Anna Kamba was a Stoicism. You have to be stoic. And those things, they help you to understand what life is all about. Actually, life is meaningless. So everyone has to find meaning to live life. So the problem is we see someone has got their own path. You got your own. That's what you got to focus on. The meaning you're going to create for yourself is what life is going to make of you. Yeah. For more, please, I can be your therapist. Take my number.
Let's move on. Muiza, tell your story of depression, or if you wanted to kill yourself sometime.
Okay, I've been depressed. First thing, like Malawi, I think we're not there pankani ya mental health. Ngati wewe anakwelelwa ndo ku Malawi, uthandizidwa ndo ku Norway. There we are not there. Like depression hit kwambiri. My mind.
Before you continue, I think I can agree with you on that. I think my therapist ambida ku Malawi, they handle. It's like they have a formula for solving a problem. Malamoti kumanini muntu
aone kuda kufunika jani.
Muntu uyu adishudaki ndio tele, biveki ndio tele. Vudu like ndi.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I know the therapy stuff. I don't know. But that is something that you don't have to customize. As you say, you don't have to be to standardize.
You
shouldn't have a template.
Yeah.
You should know what you mavudu amene. It's a breakup. But how did it happen?
Yeah.
How can we get out? How can you get the person out of that pain?
Why is he reacting like that?
Because people can get out of pain in different ways. I've didn't handle issue breakup. This is what I did.
I'm sure.
Yeah, anyway, continue.
Yeah, and I have headaches by numbers.
You have what?
Headaches by numbers.
Headaches. Heartbreaks.
Headaches. Yeah, headaches.
Okay.
Whatever. Like one of the most depressing thing was caused by someone or the another studies of mental health. You see?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying we are not the city professional one bit bankan.
Yeah, mental health.
But then I've been depressed. I lost my dad when I was 2. See you hear man banga depressed. Chikane banga depressed ndiye mwana like ukakhala kuti ucheza ndaza kuona but then now I must deny my whole life. I can say that now I must deny my whole life. And when I lost her, hey shit.
That's crazy.
But I know it's something
it's hard to.
It's hard, and I think it's music. I can't say what I healed. You can heal.
You don't heal. You just learn to live with it.
Yeah, music. I'm a music guy, and I'm a wonder nyimbo. So, yeah.
So I think.
I've been depressed.
Yeah. Like genuinely also, I could just relate to what Safik said on the interview.
It comes to the point you do some things, wake up and then you'll be like,
yeah.
For who?
Yeah.
So it's a point of praise, right?
Yeah.
Validity, yes.
Nobody be like, for who? And then last year, 2021, depression is in this one, and then na better dollar.
Very.
Man, so sorry we pay.
Oh.
Hey, na better dollar. See now so in a say what? Na better dollar. Zambia is already size there in a single now better dollar.
That was very.
Just graduate one of the guys and I'm married. Just graduate one of the guys and I'm married. Yeah, it's not those night. Hey, man, they now wonder why I'm baby. They now wonder. You can figure out it. Okay, now it's only capture the when I saw break up, woman. Break up will see that feeling one baby before you.
It's also nice to panga dominate.
It's not going to dominate the world. Hey, it's not going to dominate the world. Depression. Depression.
Unapima iwe. Unapima iwe.
Yeah, come on. I think guys that are here and the guys that are out there watching this or even just listening, life is just tough. Either way, whether you have money or you don't have money, whether you think you're in that space because of where you're at, but life is just tough.
Yeah, it is.
He had issues with money. He thought maybe with money, like his life was gonna be better, but his life was gonna be better in that aspect. But then he was gonna face other problems in life. So basically, in life, we're going to suffer. We're here to suffer. So pain is inevitable. Losses will always be there. Loss of a loved one, a mother, a father, a wife, a husband, a child. You just have to prepare yourself for losses, losing money. So being in a space where you prepare yourself to handle pain, you're better off. So all I can say is it's going to rain.
And ndimakonda wauza swanthu kuti mavuto akulu kwambiri ndoti ndalama sizingasolve.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to rain, guys.
Okay, come around. Let's
finish with Brigitta and
Kelly-on, yeah. Kwa also Brigitta. Guys, the episode you got hati hagana kuno tilira. Then we are opening up. Ujan.
Now, what do we have a crying session? I think, personally, for me, Ngarimwiza, most of my depression phases are related to
family,
childhood
Trauma.
loss. Cause my mom, I don't think I remember. I see her face, but I can't place any memories with my mom.
Her, yeah.
My dad died when I was 11. So when I'm in a state every time something happens, I'll be like, if my dad was here, I doubt this would have happened. Most of the times, it goes back to Kaya. I'm going through a heartbreak. I'm like, if I went through APCT, this wouldn't have happened. So, have I ever thought of killing myself? Yeah, a couple of times actually. I think.
Welcome to the club.
That in the moment, it just looks like
it's the right thing to do. That's the only way.
I won't feel anything. That's the solution. But then, I think when you sit down and think about, I don't exist as an independent muntu. There's so many people that are attached to
your
me.
existence. Yeah.
And then I refer to Antoguri have lost people to suicide and all of that and how it affects them. I'm like,
then
it makes sense to me. It's the most sensible thing for me right now.
Yeah.
But it will leave with a lot of questions. And you never heal from that kind of pain. Therefore, I'm guided by the rule. I don't want to do to people what I wouldn't want
to be done to you.
Me.
Yeah. Do unto others.
Yeah. So depression, I think it's other days it's okay, other days it's not, other days it's. But I think the most important thing for me has been to be hopeful. Maybe sometime things will get better.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just a phase, don't go lose. And then you see, people saying their testimonies online. There was a point in my life I thought I'll never get out of. Yeah. And I've been in those situations where it felt like it's just darkness all around. But I get out. And then I learned from that. Like, in as far as in preparing for pain, you can never get used to
pain.
Yes. Even a heartbreak.
Yeah. And the gangster.
No, let me not agree with you on that. You can actually get used to pain.
Well,
you can feel the pain.
It's possible.
But you get used to pain.
Is it?
What I'm saying is, but when you learn that
it says where you said it's inevitable.
You can never prepare of how painful it's going to
be, but it's going to happen.
How you deal with it is going to be different. When you experience that pain. So you can never really prepare, but you can deal with it in a different way.
For example, you've been to the hospitals, and when they suggest injection, some people can take it, some cannot. Those people who take it, you think they don't feel it?
They do.
So,
I must say heartbreak in the injection of pudding is that?
Not the extent of. I'm not looking at the decibel. It's the concept. The heartbreaks. So my point is, you just have to be in a space where you can handle adversity. I have been with people who do one in a movie, scary movie. They can't even stand watching it. I'm like, if you can't even watch a scary movie, if your brother got his leg broken, what are you doing?
Ndi mwina mwake reaction ya munthu oti sakudziwa za mafilimu ndi munthu oti akudziwa za mafilimu.
Okay, so I saw someone. Okay, let's finalize with Leon.
Leon!
You wanna hear my story?
Yeah, the biggest asset around here. You are the biggest asset around here.
Come on.
What stories, man?
Hi, with that. Brandon, I think okay. I'm a little bit confident because I've heard worse about Brandon.
It could be worse.
Top G wage. That top G wage.
It can be worse than.
Yes.
But yeah, I think in life there's that moment. Yeah. So my first one should be maybe about school because as I was growing, I've always been a smart kid, a genius. Yeah. And then you go to secondary school, in Form 1, you become the most intelligent one, you know. Yeah. But then as you go from 4, ujama kamba zibwana.
Puberty,
number, and then kafemu by secondary school by journey, and then you lose focus. Where am I 4? You know, because they don't care about whatever you are doing.
Wajanjinga very much.
Not kulagwa.
One thing. My grades are excellent.
Suna causable.
And then.
Madwentija good points anyway.
Because they expect a lot from you. Yeah. So I'm in that order of a family that I'm a last born. Yeah. A last born whom my mother expects a lot. Yeah. You know, the last hope for her. I just know it's me. So I fucked up, man. Yeah, but then I had to deal with that. I told them, no, I can do this again, whatever. And then, of course, you can still get a chance like they had years. So, number bag and I push and then we went over it. That was okay. Yeah. The relationship.
As my.
When they say men are trash.
My honest.
So I have. Is it a weakness to be a lover, to be a nice person?
But no, it's not.
Yeah, I think it's a weakness.
But what? You cannot speak for men.
No. She
don't get to speak for me. Hey, we have like how my guys are go on. It is a problem to be too nice. Yes, you know that by now.
It's a big
no. So yeah, being in a relationship with someone, then of course, you know, at first there are people that you can date, but then you barely know them. Yeah. You know, like it was more of a close from a friend.
A group.
So I have a group, like, you know, like if we chew Kwambi in the way of Brandon and then you give me a shot. Yeah. Probably I would trust you. That
would I?
Yes, the link is from the right person, you know, that kind of not knowing that, because in the end, I don't know, she had an agenda. Like she told me she was pregnant. But she faked it.
Love that.
You can't believe that.
Contented. Wow.
Okay. She lied to you that she was pregnant, but she wasn't at all.
Yes, but then it was hard for me to know that because at some point, of course, it was more of a distance relationship. Whatever.
So what was the motive?
So I think
she wasn't pregnant at all. She told him she was pregnant.
Iwe akakuzothi ngedi yako kabenya muthu wina. Angoni no?
So you know that, and then there was a pressure, and then I don't know. She had a couple numbers of. She had some other guys that she was doing things with. Like it was more of a company, I think. Yeah. Maybe they I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. So it was. I don't know. Maybe she was thinking that I'll be giving her support, whatever.
Which year was this?
I think 2020.
I want to do some consensus. 2020 what?
2020.
Around that.
How does she look like?
I know it was. I'll follow it.
And it was like she was giving me pressure.
Yeah.
You know, like okay, this thing, whatever. So yes, I was depressed, whatever, but then I had to open up to my people.
Yeah.
So when I told my people, I get the team ready, like my auntie, whatever, to talk to the other side. A proper thing.
Yeah.
So ntamuuza zimene zokuti have arranged that thing. That's when she started, hey, why are you running away? Yet niti kuzandi hala banamba aina aka ngati abambo wake whatever. So the father was like, hey, but then she was like, before we meeting up as my parents, whatever, I would like to hear from you. Yeah. Would you marry my daughter? Whatever. Things like that.
Wait. Hold up.
Yes.
Which year is this now? No. Like the thing, it also have had this situation before.
Okay.
It's similar. Could go include my phone Chan. I'm not name dropping. Tigambila after the show.
Top G.
Yeah.
Name drop it.
Guys,
But that was scam.
guys, the chule zina.
Chula ni bana.
The chule. All right. I think I've had a similar situation before. That sounds familiar.
Tigambila after show.
No, but it wasn't.
Kamera Master Sega. Thank you for watching. Tigambila.
Okay, we're going to. Okay.
That's scam.
Yeah, it's interesting because some time back, I've had a similar situation.
Yeah.
So, come on, small relationships and girl, but you're getting it on.
Yeah.
But a couple of weeks later, she's texting you. You know what? I think I've missed my period.
That's
Missed
so
your period. So me being at the top, I'm like, nah. There's no way I cannot just have a child with anybody. Anybody, no bloody way. So I'm like, you're gonna get that shit off. Okay, fine. I need money. How much? I wired the money. So one of my friends, 49 actually, similar situation.
Yeah.
I'm pregnant. Fine, you say. So then later I realized it's a scam that a lot of girls are doing. Once you fuck them raw, they're gonna tell you that they're pregnant. You have no choice. You have to send them money. Good, I just say me. They'll spend it. So they can do that to a number of guys.
Yeah.
It's a whole tendency.
So that one was bad because you were actually asked for that.
Yeah,
she wanted to keep it, so it was tough,
Well, actually, I like.
She was actually pregnant.
No, she wasn't.
No, in the end, she doesn't have a baby even right now. Like, so I don't know what kind of kid can take up to 2 years
to
deliver. So yeah,
She wasn't.
She was never.
But
She
then
wanted the money.
Maybe she miscarried.
It took me a lot. Like even
just
I had
to confront
start
your family now.
Investigating, and then the pressure from my side now has to be asking, where is it? Things like that. I was like, just hold on. So it's yeah. So it's like you have just gone to the elders. Just to tell them that I've been no, but then it's not a thing.
Yeah, what is
So it was like I just went there. Maybe if I had to do this on my own.
Yeah.
If I had to what? Okay. But then if I had to deal with myself, maybe the depression would have gone so far.
True.
So it was that kind of thing. But then, so I have this tendency of trying to know people, trying to talk to people. Yeah. Whenever I'm depressed, especially
So as you can see, most of the problems we face in life, they're just in our heads. They don't exist.
Yeah.
How you not going to have a problem? Just look at it.
Yeah.
You have a problem? Look at it.
Dump it for a second.
I think that would help a lot.
I read somewhere being depressed is like a half-filled cup, mulemazi, half tumbler and then you focus kumene
Yeah, but it's a problem. It's a complex matter because it's where we're coming from. Like you have said, pressure from family. Imagine you're just failing exams. You knew your parents are they're gonna blast you. They'll blast you.
Obvious.
But what if a parent will be like, "Oh, you failed.
Sorry.
Oh, let's look at it. What happened this time?
What
What do you think? You
Nyumba
didn't
mwanga
work
muno
hard
ngali
in
muli
class?"
mbuli ndiwe.
So they'll be like, what do you think the issue is coming from? You sit down and you discuss, and you can even be honest to your parents. I think now you know where the problem is.
Okay. So yeah, that's that. People are being depressed. It's crazy. So I think the government, more especially through the health sector, atithandizire because it's crazy. Paliso magame na mabanga crime kuti yo ndi ma therapist or angatu. Yes, kwankula nda anthu kokuli apo, but we need a professional, you know. So it's something that we need intervention from the government and other maybe stakeholders for us to, you know, deal with this problem.
Guys, don't listen to him. Everybody, even your therapist is going through shit.
But another thing for me,
So-
before Benny comes through, all our problems, our mess and stuff that is happening, let's remove the government there. The
yeah.
moment you put,
We have-
there are so many agendas that are moving, and that agenda is not there. People should learn to be strong, to take in the challenges,
Yes.
find ways to deal with them, and create communities within themselves. The government should come and find a system that is already working. Because when you want for them to do it, you're going to argue on modalities, you're going to argue on how many times you should meet, you're going to argue on what credentials does the person who's speaking to us have, and so many things.
Allowance.
So basically, Banaba,
Mac is zero. They're backed up by a paper online that says we do not research article. We do not talk about it. Engaging young youth in Malawi. It highlights a great need to address mental health literacy using existing community structures. Instead of waiting to establish especially for the
something special
we
to
already struggle with
no.
certain things.
Yeah.
You know, within our communities, mina siringabange afford my therapy. Wamakuligale ngatitabaya kuno ku podcast tikamaliza kushoot apa. We can already use this, you know, to we just have to be willing to embrace the spaces that we're already in.
Yeah.
To address it into somewhere we're going through. Like Ben said, most situations people have gone through them. We could find out how it might not be similar, but we could pick out a few things to address the things. So
Also, just setting the record straight, I'm not soft. Ndimamenya kanmalira kwa therapist ndemzola ngati mungandimenye nama kwambiri. Nama kwambiri.
There you have it. So don't play.
For me, it's ladies out there, you can text me. I'm a lover.
Yeah, so one of the most interesting things that I saw this week was after CEO TikTok. The other interesting thing that I saw was Russia and the other countries trying to gang up against the US in as far as their currency is involved. Did you check that out? The US dollar and how these people are trying to dump it?
I checked it out, and it's quite an interesting issue.
Yeah.
I think considering, Russia and China,
Yes.
they're deciding to bank the usage of the US dollar.
The US dollar, yes.
So, do you know when all this started?
Well, from my knowledge, I think the business war between these countries, more especially China and the America, it's been ongoing. Russia, one of those things. It's all about influence and power.
Yeah, I think the US has been the superpower, eh?
Yeah, the
It's
alpha
been the
dog.
superpower. And I think mainly it's because of the currency, dollar. Dollar
yeah.
has always been used as
An international.
the currency, which is there within the empire.
Yeah.
So with the usage of that, I think the US has managed to stay on top for a very long time.
Yeah.
And for the past decade, I think we have seen China grow from one of the poorest country to where it is now,
Yes.
where it can actually stand and be like, hey, you guys, screw you guys, So from Kalikali, the USA was, I think, based on what the gold
gold and silver. Yeah.
So the US dollar used to be backed by gold. So I think eventually they decided to stop that so that I think they can play around with inflation, isn't it? I'm just gonna scratch the surface.
Yeah, Mado, don't come after us. We do not know my terminology.
Don't come to me with your economic jigaboos. I don't give a crap. I'm just playing. So I think after that, mostly I think the dollar was being based on the oil. So Saudi Arabia, so recently, now we're hearing good, China actually decided to go Kujani, Saudi Arabia, to sign. How did they sign my documents? They're about 28, is it? Maybe 30, 28. There's so many contracts they have signed. My business contract, which includes oil and amongst other business. Yeah. And all these, they've agreed between Russia and Saudi Arabia, they no longer decide to use the US dollar.
The US dollar, yeah.
So, as much as USA is pretending to be okay, as if this doesn't matter, they know this is going to affect them a lot. In a way that they will no longer have that power to play around with so many countries in Africa and Asia. Because they usually use the currency to put sanctions on countries. My countries, if they don't comply.
Zimbabwe, yeah, a very good example. Fact check, I'll go.
So the key points to note from discussion in Yoguri, according to CNBC, the US dollar has been the world's major reserve currency for decades. Deal with the current status quo where countries want to move away from it. It poses a threat on the power of USA. It's kind of like undermining. That's why they wanted to hold all the power in United States, everybody, the most powerful nation in the world. Once people move away from that, it's going to stop. So one of the reasons driving their shift away from the dollar is the prospect of being subject to US jurisdiction if they transact in dollars. It's a money. It's a power.
It's a power situation. Because they know agangosia kugwisa dollar. USA is just going to be another country.
Another country, yes.
With a certain currency.
Because production has been a driver. So the problem with how the US works right now is when inflation is hitting them, what do? They will go and print more money. So their money, which they print, is more powerful than the money we can print here. In fact, we are told not to print money here, but they can print without asking anyone. Should we print? People vote. Should we print? No.
I'm going to print.
So the problem with that is, other countries, for you to have the dollar, you are being productive. For them to have the dollar,
they just have to print.
So people that are producing, the China, and the rest of them that are doing a lot of course, US does a lot of production as well, but it's messing up their power of controlling the money that is internationally recognized. So people who are producing say, could we find another alternative? At least people are talking about backing the dollar with the gold again. So there's been a lot of accumulation of gold. And China's been accumulating. If you're gonna look at the charts, China is having a lot of gold right now. And so forth. So this whole thing is telling a story about when you have an opportunity of printing some money that everyone would use, sometimes you take advantage of it. Forgetting of the people who are producing
just to earn that money.
So there's a power shift there. So yes, Ukraine war is adding there, is adding to that thing. There's this Cold War between the West and Russia and China has always been there. The TikTok thing is just a smart thing there, right? But people are starting to realize that no, it's not fair.
It's not fair
for someone just to be printed. We need to balance the scales. And it happened in Africa. Remember we were supposed to have one currency in
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was shut down.
Yeah.
Who was championing that?
So the Saudi Arabia one. No. The Muammar
And
Gaddafi.
what happened to him?
It was gunned down.
Yeah.
Out by his people.
These people.
Yeah,
No,
Mr.
USA.
They were influenced. Kuti Amupe. That's what they do. Okay, so crazy how the US dollar now is only backed by influencers, which was my influencer on Instagram. The US dollar. For real, bro. It's just a lot of talk.
So right now, US dollar is not really attached to anything. It's just the dollar there. The guy, no, I'm going to swing my dollars.
What should we do? Crypto? Our partner?
Yeah, I think our partner, the Crypto University, at the position.
Yeah, and also if you have a lot of money, you can mostly move into assets.
Yeah.
Just buy assets, acquire a lot of assets as you can get. That's going to help you. But the USA, after this scenario, after the signing, we know my guys are from they sat down and discussed it.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? We're going to go to war.
Esh.
So USA Agudi is planning to attack China as well as Russia.
USA now inakonkhonda yose.
When they carry on, boy.
One of our guys are the
Aribo.
winner. So simultaneously, USA wants to fight Russia and China. Wow.
Yeah, I read
Well,
somewhere
no,
about the USA ifuna ibange attack Russia. Yeah, Russia. Because akuyambana kwambili Russia ayokuyambana ndi NATO plus USA.
Yeah.
USA yanawo za China kuti asiye kupanga chani kaya ndi Russia. The Chinese guy was like, usatusa sochita.
Okay, go ya. Sit up,
I think it kugulira ngantiwa amene unambira, but then China and Russia kanga zamavana.
Okay, so when as far as this is happening, there's a lot of aftermath to it. Could be good. Maybe my country's in could be bad to America. So what do you think it's gonna be affected in as far as Africa is concerned, or Malawi?
I think during this period, a lot of things are gonna be messy. Inflation is gonna hit us hard, and I don't know if it's gonna be in the form of some sort of a Great Depression. Yeah, but money-wise, I think the inflation is going to hit us hard and valuable either. Since we usually compare our money to
US dollar. It's against the US dollar.
Yeah, to US dollar. And also I think pound is under these cost. But if they go to war, it costs us as well, because they already my food as brass or we're going to and other things.
Yeah.
So either way, the collateral damage is going to hit us.
Yeah.
And I think this to stabilize is going to take a number of years.
Yeah.
And with all these BRICS, BRICS going on.
Yeah, so the BRICS now, Russia, China, Brazil. And it has lobbed the likes of South Africa as well, right? So it's a bunch of countries that are putting their arsenals together to stand in that alliance. So if you look at history, you will see that this has been happening. People have been strategizing for a long time.
Game, right?
Yeah. It's not like we're thinking about it now. People are thinking about rescuing the economy, but also to be superpowers. Right. So the economy is a power tool. Whether BRICS would make it, it's not straightforward, because there's NATO and the rest of those guys who have also power. So I think what would happen is disruption will happen. That disruption would affect these little countries like Malawi, Zambia, and a bunch of us. Will be affected a lot, because these guys will be fighting strategically there. I doubt about the war, but I think it's going to be an issue of economic destabilization, which will now cause a major shift to now people saying, can we meet and discuss?
Yeah.
That's what I think the BRICS are
looking for.
And at that table, they will share their demands.
Yeah.
Because no one is willing to lose their people because of a nuclear war. I don't think so.
Nah.
But people are willing to sacrifice the economy so that there can be another conversation of how we run this thing.
Yeah.
Gone, I think it could be so frustrating to have a lot of nuclear weapons and you don't get to use them. I mean, come on. I say Russia in this imagine mangosunga
and ma countries ngata yose amadziwa kuti Russia lidizida zopya koma amangopweketsera moralo koma they know kuti my guys are
iwo narrative yawo amafuna kuti mzina kuti United States has
the best
the biggest military power in what
I think they're mostly bluffing this.
Yeah, and remember my influence on Instagram.
To instill fear and panic in the minds of people.
I think more history America kind of now in one corner got it with.
It has ever won some wars, only that they stay there for a long time to a point that people regroup and displace them.
It's a loss. So
they'll win the war, they'll win the battle, but the long-term war becomes an issue because you can never sustain your presence in someone's land. The case of Afghanistan.
Okay.
So they won the war when they came, but they failed to sustain that because it involves a lot of people to put budgets. That is going to money going to the contractors, military companies that are offering food and making money out of it. So it's a whole business issue. That also happens there.
It's bigger than just winning the war.
It's bigger. War is a business. War is a business. There are people who are waiting and
ammunition. Ammunition.
So I say one thing that's concerning in a very personal. So zida za nkondo zijara mongo zibanga shevi du yangati zida za zibambo. But yeah, so on a personal level, zidibanga sort of effect.
Of course, dollar food us, you know. Deja kilo musi mangiro
Zingo zita.
But I think people need to brace for that.
Yeah, we need to prepare.
They're thinking that things will get easy is a wrong mentality.
Yeah.
They're thinking that things will get tougher and you have to find ways to navigate through it. It's the right mentality.
Yeah.
You have to develop leather skin, chief.
Tough. Keep tough. It's been interesting to have you, Ruben, as always. My guy. It's been a rough week, Janchani, but we've managed to tackle a couple of issues. I can see good timetable ya kumedwa shutira kuno. Artism is like spompano as balea tokondedwa. But yeah, it's been amazing. We've talked about Gwengwe again. Yeah. I hope we don't see anything concerning Gwengwe Mujen this week to talk about next week.
And people link us with either of them. Of course, the minister can't come because of particulars. But who could get us the lady? Yeah. So that we could hear the story.
The story from her. So if you can, please help us out. Tivenkani yebuno bwino samangu gambira na muduga yonchi tibizoda minister dana nafe ne ben yama kondo yeza ndantu akula kanto kadi minister ojani nzage akumale pela yankula kuno. So if you have contact reference, please let's hear her story through any other means she could. Kato mzavieni ku group kwatu and all that, that's fine. We've talked about a bunch of things. Depression, it's happening. Let's just develop that tough skin, as this guy said, Komaso titandizane and to one another in the societies. It's been great being here. It's always a pleasure to have the Top G and myself on the most trending podcast, the one and only. Check the stats.
Yeah, actually, this podcast is trending in Malawi.
Check the stats.
And a certain area in Mozambique.
Check the stats.
Google it.
Check the
stats.
Lying.
I don't lie.
Yeah, he doesn't lie.
Okay, fine, I'm lying.
Yeah, so don't forget to subscribe, follow our social media pages, like, and also hit us up for topics that you'd like to be talked about here. It's been me. Thank you very much.